I'm Marty Elmer, and today we'll be turning you through my application, Green Bay Lake Vis. So Lake Vis was commissioned by the UWC Grant Institute in order to provide a very user-friendly way for stakeholders in the Great Lakes community to understand sort of dynamics and hazards of the lake system. And as this little intro window explains, the map is fixed in extent to this particular development around 15 miles northeast of the city of Green Bay. And the reasoning behind this was that users would be able to see the unique, very local neighborhood scale effects that occur with the changing of water levels. So here's the first main view of Lake Vis, the historical view. What's plotted here is the highest recorded lake level for each month going all the way back to 1996. Mousing over a point gives you a little info window with the date and gauge reading for that point, and it also updates the map with an overlay showing where exactly the edge of the water was at that point in time. There's a fair bit of functionality when it comes to working with these data points. These buttons here let you turn records on or off based on the month. Say, for instance, we were interested in only seeing what the lake levels were doing during the summer. Here I've updated the timeline so that only the months of June, July, and August are displayed there. You can see a trend where summer lake levels have generally decreased since the start of the new millennium. If we wanted to see a more detailed view of what the lake levels were doing in just the late 90s, say, we can accomplish that using the temporal zoom and pan option. So let's turn all the records back on and see if we can't work our way down to look at just the late 90s. Yeah, there you have it. We can zoom in even further to even a yearly level and be able to see a super detailed view of what the lake levels were doing. So now let's take a look at the benchmark view. The benchmark view represents a selection of important lake levels, including lake levels produced by climate change and hydrological modeling projections. Here, for instance, is the highest water level recorded since 1996. We can compare that with the results of a 100-year flood, which, as you can see, would be pretty devastating to this community. This view also supports more nuanced comparisons. For instance, let's take a look at some of the water levels produced by the climate models. Here is one model that predicts the lake level rising by 2080. By brushing over another climate model, overlays are generated on both the map and the depth chart that let you compare the difference between these two benchmarks. In this case, the second model is higher than the first one by about a foot, and that change in waterline is enough to inundate that field right there. So that's the major functionality of Green Bay Lake Vis. Hopefully you found it interesting. Thanks for watching.